Now, instead of using the terminal to work with MongoDB, we can also use an app with a graphical user interface that MongoDB provides us, which is called Compass. So let's now go ahead and download the Compass application. So if you still have the page open where we downloaded MongoDB in one of the first lectures, you can download the Compass app right from here. Okay, so it's then Tools and Compass. All right, and if you just opened up the MongoDB website for the first time, then just come to Products, and down here you have MongoDB Compass. Okay, now just download the stable version at your time of recording, then choose your platform, which in my case is macOS, and then just download. Now, in order to download Compass, you will need to give MongoDB some information about you, but it's really worth it, and so I see no problem in doing that. I'm not going to do it here right now because I already have Compass on my computer, okay? So just pause the video at this point, fill this form, then download the installer and install it on your computer. Then after that, come back to this video to get started with Compass. So when you open up the Compass application, it should look something like this. So right away, you should be on the screen for creating a new connection. Okay, and if you're not, then just head over here to the left side and click New Connection. You might also have some window with some tips that opens up the first time you open Compass, but you can just close that away, okay, so that you get to this screen. Now, in order to create a connection to your local database, make sure that you have the Mongo server running in the background. So just to make sure, open up this process here, and then here make sure that it's still working, so that it's still on the default port of 27017. Okay, and so if you get back here, you actually already have that automatically fill in for you. So the hostname is by default localhost, and the port is 27017, just like we saw in our Mongo server, right? And so you actually do not have to fill anything. All we have to do is to click connect. All right, and so right away, here you see all the databases that we locally have on our computer. So here in this nice list, and also here on the left side. So just to make sure that this is correct, let's go to our terminal here and write, well, after deleting this here, of course, let's write show dbs, and indeed, these are the exact same four databases that I have in Compass. And again, don't worry if yours are not exactly the same. As long as you have the Naders test database in there, you're fine. Okay, so we open that up, and so we have our tours collection. And you can also see it here on the left side. So if we open that up now, then in there we have the two documents that we created before in the Mongo shell, right? So let's create a new one. Let's give it a name, and let's use again the forest hiker, which is the one that we deleted in the previous lecture. All right, hit return, which will then open a new line. Let's set the price to 297. All right, and when I was here, I just hit tab to then define the value. Okay, and then again return rating tab and 4.7. Okay, so let's insert it. Or actually, we should change this here from string to a number. So let's say an integer, and let's say here a double, insert, and here we go. So just like this, we created a new document. And of course, here in the terminal, we can just quickly confirm that. So db.tours.find, and here we go. That's our newly created document that we just created using Compass. So Compass is really just a graphical user interface for doing the exact same stuff that we can do here. Okay, but of course it was very important for us to do it in code, because that's actually how we're going to do it later in our Express application. Okay, but of course it was still very important to also do it in code before, because that is actually how we will do it later in our Express application. Anyway, let's now go back here and, for example, edit some stuff here. So we have here on the right side these buttons to edit, and so we can simply, let's say, change the price here to 997, for example. and then hit update down here, and here we go. We can also delete documents. So let's get rid of the one we just did before. Okay. And of course, we can also query for documents, and we do that up here. And here we actually need to write the kind of code that we wrote before. So for example, let's search for tours with a price less than 700. And so again, that works just like we did it before in the terminal. Okay, so in the Mongo shell. So we want the price to be less than 700. And you see here that Compass actually did a lot of auto suggestions here. So let's see that again. So it gives us right away LT and LTE here. And in this case, it doesn't really matter. So close that guy and close this one. And you see that before it was red, so meaning that the query was not valid, and also the button was not clickable. But now, when it's correct, we just need to hit return. And then it gives us all the documents that match our query. In this case, it's just this one. But of course, if there were multiple, then all of them would get matched. Then here we could also do the project. And remember that project means to just select some of the fields. And so let's say name set to 1. And so we only get the name now, right? Remember doing that in one of the Mongo Shell lectures. Okay. Finally, we can then reset all of this, get rid of our queries, and get back to our initial state. And here in Compass, we can really do all kinds of stuff. Aggregations, define some schemas or analyze schemas, take a look at indexes, and all that good stuff that we're going to do throughout the course. Okay, so we're going to do aggregations, we're going to analyze our schema, we're going to create indexes, we're going to create validation. And so really, as you can see, there's a lot of content ahead of us.